Can you hear me now? I'm not added to the stage. Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now. I think it was my error. Let me go ahead and present one of my slides that I had. Yeah, I'm gonna go bigger. No, I'm gonna go lower for me. Oh, I'm there. Okay. Yay. Okay. So it was my error. I'm doing well, George. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? How's everyone? I'm doing really well. I was like, so yesterday I was so tired because I've been writing writing my filings that I was putting into, the two cases that I am simultaneously fighting by myself. And so I was really tired because I'm doing like everything. Like I'm trying to, you know, battle these demons, right? So I was trying to get it in there. Happy Saturday. Hi Sylvia. Thank you for sticking in there. I appreciate you. Um so I was trying to get in, and yesterday I was like so tired. I was like tired. So I didn't have my energy. I was like, oh God. And I didn't, but I was but inside I was so freaking excited. Like I am so excited because these demons, oh my gosh, they're so demonic. They are so demonic. Y'all. Y'all. What are they doing? This is the thing. It makes me sad, but it also I'm glad because I'm like, y'all, I caught you. I caught you. I knew you're evil, predatory monsters. I got you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But at the same time, I'm like, how many people have fallen because of these demonic people? How many people have they slayed? Innocent people. How many people have they put down? How many people had to crawl back from under after being decimated by these demons? For no reason than actually standing up for yourself, or for no reason than just having something that they want to take. Man. The corruption, y'all. The corruption. But we have to fight the corruption. And we have to believe in ourselves and believe in the justice that is due us. Everybody's like, they ain't gonna let you let us? Is it a let us thing? No, it is not a let us thing. This is ours. They don't have the power to let us or not let us. They don't have the authority to let us or not let us. They want me to think that I'm a criminal. If I believe that I'm a criminal, then they win. Right? They want me to believe I'm breaking the law. My ignorance would lead me to believe that they're correct because I'm trusting the demonic, predatory thieves, the thugs, and the courthouse. I am supposed to believe the thugs in the courthouse because they fill our minds with, Barnaby Jones, and I'll go back to, Perry Mason, honorable, justice. But they talk about the land of the free and the founders of the country. They lie and they are carpetbaggers. You see, they talked about carpetbaggers historically. Like these people came and they just profited, and they came and they did this to the South and they did that. Everybody who is here in our government and in our country right now, surrounding the Indians, are carpetbaggers. Kayuk, baby, hello. Charlene, good morning. Thank you for being here. They're all carpetbaggers. They're all predatory, right? By any means necessary. Lies do not mean anything to them. And we can't, as Indians, that's how you know we're so different. We're a different being. We're human. We are the beings of this planet. We are man and women. We are the true people. They are, I don't know what entities they are that they could be this way. And let me make it very clear. Some people may appear white, but they are our same soul people. They are our people. You'll know, and you may have those people in your life and in your family. It's not a color thing, and I know some people might be disturbed by that, but I know that the original Indians, that's us. That's how we look. But a lot of us have crossed physically over and appear different, but our souls are different. And not only that they're not Indians. There's some people that are not Indians, but are still soul beings. They have a soul that is not predatory, and they have always been friends to us. They have always been our friends. That's why we opened up to certain people. Hello, Antoinette. How you doing? Love you. Okay. So basically, we have to say, okay, recognize the fact that the government is not a government. The government is an illegal crime operation. It's a crime family. It's a criminal organization. It started with the London Company, turned into the Virginia Company. Now it's the United States Company. It's still a criminal corporation. If we don't understand that, the founding fathers, and all that is a bunch of bull crap. If we don't understand that, it's hard for us to conceive that this is all built, what everything's all built on. Right? It's hard for us to conceive because they fill us as children. You're told, oh, and I'm helping my grandkids with the daggone, when COVID was happening and they're homeschooling and stuff, and I'm looking at his worksheets and everything is whatever, and it's like, yeah, they explorers and founders and all these adjectives that they have them recite into their heads. If they don't get the right adjectives to associate with the founding fathers and these discoverers and explorers, then they're wrong. You got to know that these people were emanating power and wonderfulness. That's what they drill into our heads. So it's real hard as adults, especially the longer you go through the educational system. Actually, the more educated you are, the more undereducated you are, because you're more brainwashed than somebody who finished being brainwashed in high school. You got an extra 4 to 8 years of brainwashing, which really means, I don't mean to say anything because I've got whatever education. So I don't mean to call myself dumb, but it's because it makes you dumb. It makes you dumber. I'm sorry, but the more educated you are, the more deceived you are. Right? You're more brainwashed into this whole, and that's why people get upset. You saying we're not from Africa. You saying this. You saying, why do you say? Because they are so entrenched in this, everything that we've been taught and everything that we've been told by our oppressors. Understand, our grandparents didn't tell us this. You know how guilty we are of being hard-headed. I'm guilty. My family's guilty. Heck, we had our grandparents tell us that we were always here. Didn't know nothing about no slavery. We had our grandparents tell us that, but we thought They was off. How you gonna think your grandparents are? They was only like, when I was a kid, what, 50 some years old maybe? I didn't know. We didn't know. We didn't trust our own, because why? We get put in the school system at 3 now, or younger. And this is, we look up and that person has the answers, right? And they tell us to sit down, pay attention. And your parent says, sit down, pay attention. And so you're like, Mom, this is what the teacher says, right? And the teacher is reading out of the prescribed information that the government tells her to teach. She can't go too far off the beam or she will be unemployed. But before, we had our own schools, we had our own colleges, we had our own hospitals, we had our own banks, we had our own grocery stores, we had our own everything. What would you call that in today's terms? You would call that your own nation. You would call that having your own nation. Understand that when we embrace integration, we let go of our own independent, indigenous, American Indian nation. We fell for the damn okie doke. Oops. Understand that children today who are growing up in the same county that I grew up in New Jersey, Monroe Township, predominantly uppity, snuppity, think they poop don't stink people from all over the country. Oh, no, all over the country, all over the world, more international people than anything, right? New people from Pakistan and Hindustan, because they were not in that school system, and not in the school system, not in the land, not in the country when I went to school, right? Understand, they were not in the country. So this whole I'm vice presidents is horrendous, because we can't go to Hindustan to become VP. The audacity of us to put somebody in the seat of being a VP of our country, when all the talented, beautiful, intelligent, Negroid, American Indian women that should have been in that seat. We picked a foreigner, cosplaying it up as us, to take our place in history. We got to stop this, y'all. They gave us the okie doke. In this place where my family and many of our Accomack families, we all were exiled to various places. And the most recent exile was in the 50s and 60s. But the 50s and 60s, we went to New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, Maryland, there. Okay. When we were exiled to New Jersey, we landed with our people. Because when I was a young person, there were Negro farmers in New Jersey. And they were my friends and neighbors, my classmates, my best friend. My best friend is on Facebook. My best friend, Margie, is on Facebook, Margie Lawrence. And she was a child that grew up farmers, the farmer's daughter. Her brothers were farmers. Her dad was farmers. Her uncle was farmers. They be the Indians of New Jersey who still had the land. If it were not for Negro Indian farmers, my parents wouldn't have built their home out of being in the projects in New York, because it was a Negro Indian farmer, the Petites, Mrs. Petite, Mr. Petite. that did sell the land that my father built the house on. Working together, indigenous people, not different Africans from different countries and all over, and different cultures and dialects and all. No. People who are interconnected, who have a history and a drive to work together and build together and help each other along. That's who we were. That's who we were. See, we don't understand that we have a long history of winning, and this whole lies about buck breaking and plantations where we were being, oh, with such the downtrodden people, Lord Jesus. There was bad people, bad actors who use brutality in different ways throughout history, of course. But the reality is, all the free Negroes and all the opportunity that we don't know about, all the schools that existed where people still talk about, well, they was born a slave. No, honey, slavery didn't even happen like that. They didn't cart us here on the bottom of a ship. They legislated us into slavery. They tricked us into slavery. They warred upon us and made us prisoners of war. We were not. First of all, since when are we backpacks they be carrying back and forth like we just luggage? Since when our whole people that are these American Indians, how did we become luggage? Even in South Carolina, they will tell you the tale. Smithsonian has reported there were more Indians transported out of South Carolina than there were anything else brought in. And then a brother gave me a real life story that I wasn't aware of. He said it was the day of the weeping rain or something, where they transported like over 400 some Negroes. Now they Negroes, but they really Indians, out of Charleston. He's a Charleston man. He told me about the games they played. One's called Doodoo Stick. See, this is our culture, right? This is his Indian culture. He's still struggling with that idea because of the Gullah Geechee and all these lies, and they bring over these, hideous women to tell you that you are African and you beat drums and tell you that, oh yeah, your language sounds just like the Yorubas or whatever. Come on now. You sound just like the people from the islands is what you sound like, the same patois as your island cousins. That's what you sound like. And understand that we have dialects that go down from South Carolina, down from Florida, that changes as you go up north, right? Because the ones in Virginia say, oh, hush your mouth. Shut that door. Hush your mouth. And then you go to damn Baltimore, and it gets a little shorter. They cut it off a little bit. And then you go up to Pittsburgh, it sounds similar to Baltimore, but it's a little different, right? The dialect. People that live on the East Coast or have lived or traveled or have cousins or friends in those places will know, oh, damn, yeah. Baltimore does sound similar to Pittsburgh, but slightly different. Baltimore sounds similar to daggone the Eastern Shore and Norfolk and all that, but slightly different. That's our indigenous dialect. And everybody will say, well, why don't you speak your language? Honey, we've been infiltrated by predators since 1400s. Before that, even, we had people coming over here, 1200s, Vikings and all kinds of people. This is the destination. It's always been the destination. Don't let nobody tell you different, that this is all of a sudden the place to be. No, it's always been a destination. Nobody got lost getting here. Okay? They want a piece of this and a piece of us. We are magical. This place is magical. It's beautiful. It's rich. It's wealthier than Africa. Don't let them fool you. Their desperation, if Africa was so daggone valuable, they would be desperately over there, not over here. You don't know what we have, and we don't know that it's ours. I know. Some of y'all know. People in the chat know. It's here for the people in the chat for knowing. So, this is a very special place. And we have ancestors who actually secured the bag for us. Land patents do not exist in Europe. They don't exist. They're not land patents in England. So you're going to tell me King George or King or Elizabeth or Anne or these British, so-called British people, we had Anne's here. We had our own people. We had our own kings and queens here. You think that the foreign kings and queens created these patents when they don't have it for their own people? Like they don't have it in Europe, but they got them here. It's just unique to here, but they made it up here. No. See, when they teach you things that don't make sense, it just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. When you think about it and you analyze it, it don't make sense. And you're like, wait a minute. If they didn't have these in Europe, why would they have the patents here? How could that be so? Why would that be something? First of all, they just trying to learn how to get on. They trying to get it together. They barely making it. Okay, this is the thing. They're starving in Europe. They got pestilence. They got plagues in Europe. They warn each other in Europe. They broke in Europe. How do they have time to develop all these systems in a whole brand new place? Like all they've been doing is kicking their feet up, thinking about dumb shit. No, the people that have been kicking their feet up, having a great life, advancing their society is right here. These peoples. The peoples in the pictures, the peoples in your families, the people in your towns, your people, you in the chat, you in the audience. You indigenous people, that's who developed the land patents, the Constitution. They robbed it. They admit they robbed it from us, but to what degree? Y'all just don't get it. That's us. If you look at the people that's in the courts, Ancestor Bagwell and the House of Burgess. Oh, let's get it like that. Sorry, y'all. I mentioned Bagwell and his land patents in my court case. They wrote this book and put it out for print a whole year after I mentioned Bagwell's land patents in my civil court case back in 2021. That's how desperate they are to make sure nobody gets the land back. They made him into a white tea from Europe. This man is a whole Indian. Ain't nothing but a Negro. Ain't never been nothing but a Negro. And even Helen Roundtree, the shady anthropologist, said he was up in the courts and he went to church with the colonizers. But see, the colonizers weren't whiteys. They were Negroid. They're not Negroid. They were colored. They were colored Europeans. Right? They didn't. What? Weird Europeans couldn't have come up here and just mingled with us. We wouldn't have had that. If you read primary sources, they will tell you we were taken aback by people that didn't look like us. We were more receptive to people. That's why they put the Moors on us. Them daggone slidey, sneaky ass Moors to try to move in and try to talk to us. They used the black Europeans to try to come in. The people that came in and schmoozed with us, they weren't. They imply that the colonizers were white tees. You assume it. They imply it, but that ain't it. So when you look at these people and you say, what where the bag was? Well, he was an Indian. What were your ancestors? Oh, he was a melanated European. It says so. How are you then? How are you then? And when they said we mix with blacks, because see, the Eastern Shore used to always say that we Acamax or we Genghis mixed with blacks. They never said African. They never said that. Because they was telling the half truth. They was European darkies. I said darkies. I did. I'm inappropriate. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, so they wrote this whole book to falsify information about, and they did a piss poor job. See, they are the most terrible liars ever. I don't know if they just started being terrible liars or historically they've always been terrible liars. But this is trash, right? This is trash. Our Acamac in the picture in the back, way back with the gray on next to the pillars, that's Thomas. Thomas killed this book. He destroyed it. Found all the freaking the fake signature, fake writing, the wrong names. He decimated this book. We Acamax are on it. We got some talented people. We're deciphering all their stuff. They don't have a chance. So anyway, so this is how desperate they are. Why is Lisa in the North County courthouse being prosecuted as a criminal? It's because of this. It's because of this people, the people that wrote this book, because they desperate as hell, right? To keep the land that they stole. And the people in this book, Air Hall. That's why Severin Baldwin is the reason why I have been arrested. You want to know why I'm arrested? See, look at this land. First of all, look at this. Look at this. Now, that is our main town. That is our main village. That's the King's Village that they have plopped themselves on. Lying and calling the county, the Northampton County Courthouse, the Horns. That ain't the Horns. The Horns is here. They do deceive, but they don't achieve. They don't achieve. They try to deceive, but they don't achieve. You see this? That's why they had me arrested. Severin Baldwin is not just the son of a gun who is the descendant of lies. He's not just a descendant of a bunch of liars and thieves. No. They use their wealth that they amassed from stealing indigenous land. And they haven't been there since no 1700s or 1600s. They just got there, and Thomas debunked that crap. They haven't been there since they just got here. They just got here in like the late 1800s, 1900s. They lie over and over again, trying to be something they not. It's a daggone shame. But really, they're not trying to be, they're trying to steal. That's the main goal. It's not just trying to be something they're not. It's trying to steal. That's the goal. It's to take your land. Why do they jail us? Why do they make everything? Why they want to keep us oppressed? They want our land. They want our country. Ain't no Moors and no Moors. We ain't talking about no Moors. Moors, that's bullshit. Stop being distracted by a foreign entity. Don't be distracted by a foreign entity, because this ain't no Moor land and this ain't no El Morocco. Okay, that's some bullshit. Because who is the one that stole the land from us? So they say. The Moors are the people that said, oh, they declared that the United States was a country, a nation. They co-signed with George Washington. They stole our country. with that motion, with that declaration. So hell no. You don't talk about no Moors. You talk about Moors to an Indian. You're talking fighting words. Because you can't take my country away and side with daggone George Washington and say that you're my people at the same time. You ain't. You ain't me. You're a deceiver and a thief. Understand who they be. And the other thing is, dumb people talking about like how are you connecting your genealogy to being a Moor? How does that even work? That's just weird. I mean, that's like not possible. So it's just all of it's just dumb. One is like a lodge, like being a Moorish temple. It's like being the Grand Poobah. Like I'm Fred Flintstone and I want to be somebody and I want to belong. That's what Moorish temple is. It was Noble Drew Ali's attempt to regain some control and have some rights as a Negro in America because due to Plecker, we were removed from our ability to have our indigenous rights. So he tried to create some rights with this bullshit because he was in a circus. So he did bullshit stuff. And it was good bullshit because it's worked all this time for people to get things done, but it's not the truth. It's just a mechanism. It's just smoke and mirrors. It's just circus stuff. It's a circus trick. Yeah, they study the law, and it's important for us to know the law. We always knew the law. We were in those courts in the damn 1600s. We're in the court records. We're always in the courts. We knew how to defend ourselves. We lost that. But that's not a Moorish thing. That's an Indian thing. We developed the most just legislature in the world. We did that. Nobody else. So I wanted to get down to it. Okay, so yeah, so I said these people, this is it. Okay, why is it? That's what I wanted to do. Why? Why did it become such a big thing? Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I quit claimed part of this land, rightfully, because truth be told, I talked to the father of this person, Severin Heir, whatever, Severin Heir, whatever the hell, his daddy, Furlong Baldwin, years ago, and did in writing and handwriting and just print and on a piece of paper that we had at the rental place, did say that we want our land back. We want all of the waterfront land that were so-called cabins that belonged to our people, slave cabins, whatever. They really weren't slaves, but you know, our indigenous cabins, because they're all waterfront. and like Carrie Davis said, what kind of slaves live on waterfront cabins? So anyway, basically, that's what I had told him, and he never said no. He never said no to me. He actually was like, I just got to talk to my lawyers, and we have to talk about it. But then I hired a attorney that works with Native Americans, and she did destroy what he had already agreed to. She did. She knew him personally, or her father knew him personally, and she did destroy what he had agreed to with me by making him kind of freeze up. Of course, his family did too. They were pissed. Oh, Severin was pissed about it. Yes, he was, because he knew his father was actually considering it, because he went so far as to talk to his family about it, which is probably a whole nother thing. But the reality is, I quit claim part of this territory, y'all. And somebody got seriously mad and did go up to that courthouse and demand my head on a platter. It wasn't just because of this, y'all. It's because I did quit claim some territory that I don't even know if I have a picture of it, but yeah, I don't know. I did claim some territory that is a house, it's a housing, it's a resort property, beachfront, golf course, restaurant, pro golf shop, the whole nine on the bayfront. So we quit claim some houses there. We quit claim some houses in Smith Beach Road. I promise you, I probably wouldn't even be arrested if I just stuck to Smith Beach Road because that's so corrupt. But because I made a wealthy, so-called wealthy, maybe not so wealthy because he's so desperate, but so-called wealthy person that is also a real estate thug mad is why they did make the court have a secret grand jury, write a capias, and have me arrested. Because they were mad. Because they want me stopped. Really, they want me frightened and stopped. Really, they just want me stopped. By any means necessary. But the problem with this is that it just got crazier because, okay, I didn't know that he of Air Hall, Severin. What is pictures in here? Is this picture in here? They probably didn't put any new pictures of them in here. That would be cool. I could show you the picture from the book. Let me see. They show them in here? They're probably too afraid. I'm afraid. Don't show me. Don't show me today. Don't show me your mine. Yeah, he probably showed none of that. Just showed the house. It's all about the house. The house and their paintings and their antiques. Guess what? Their mama collected that stuff to make it look like it's for real. Their mama collected that stuff. That stuff ain't even their old real. That ain't real. None of they're frauds. They're frauds. So basically, what was I gonna say? Oh, so hey Anthony. So basically what ended up happening is he got real mad. Other people got real mad. People up here, they real mad. They mad too. They mad too. Everybody, they mad. There's some mad people that went and said, arrest her, stop her, do something. Because what I was saying is that I don't need a court to say that this is our land. We have a patent. The patent is law. The patent is our receipt. The patent is our title. The patent is the highest form of title in the land. We don't need a janky, what is it called? Federal court to say, a federal court judge to say that it's our land. We predate the United States. What the heck? You don't have authority over this. We have the authority in our hands. We are the authority. How about that? We are heart-beating authority. We are breathing, walking, talking authority. How about that? How about that? But in 2021, I didn't know it on that level. Heck, a year ago, I didn't know it on that level. See, every time you have to fight, I have to fight. Every time you fight, you get stronger because you have to research harder. You have to learn it. You have to learn it. You have to look at what they're doing. You got to look for more evidence. And so the more you have to fight, that's when you become rock solid hard. The person that did the first video for Indigenous Accomack, what happened to that lady? Hello, Accomack Indians. No. That lady didn't know that the Accomacs are the bosses. That Accomack didn't know that we own vast territories of land. That Accomac didn't know that we are the Palatins. And that Accomac didn't know that the laws that protect what we have a right to do are enormous, tremendous. They are breaking every constitution, every law, everything. They be criminals and thugs. And what they're doing to me. They are holding me captive. They are imprisoning me. They are arresting me under the color of law. This is terrorism. It's terrorism. It's kidnapping. Oh, they are real criminals. Now, here's a piece of luck. Well, they got mad and they used their might in this little courthouse right here to tell the powers that be, and there's only one judge and one prosecutor, and he ain't been a prosecutor long. The judge ain't been a judge there that long. And then they have the crooked court clerk that's been there for over 30 years doing dirty deeds, and there's a long line of her in her family. She comes from a long line of dirty dealing thieves. Okay, so there's that. So, with that, we have to understand that, like I said, lots of laws protect what we do. This is the dirty prosecutor, right? No, poor Jack. Jack was in my civil case for like almost 3 years as an assistant Northampton attorney. And now he's a Commonwealth prosecutor. And see, there he is, Jack, in the civil case, right? How are you going to be on my civil case for years and then act like I'm not mentally competent to actually be in a courtroom? You were opposite me for years. You were actually arguing against an incompetent person, Jack. You were filing for years against a incompetent? Is that what? See, the things that they do, but they just wanted to rattle me. They did want to scare me. They thought that me standing in courtroom with a bunch of lawyers, that I would be all frazzled and dazzled and scared. And then they put these people to try to be my court-appointed attorneys that was just misdirecting and lying and trying to shake my confidence and telling me trying to make me scared. They were just bullies hired to scare and detract, deter, and mislead me. Having no honor, no ethics whatsoever, corrupt to the core. Both of them. We have a right. The Indian shall make out a presumption of title himself from the fact of previous possession or ownership. In all trials about the right of a property in which an Indian may be made a party on one side and a white person on the other, the burden of proof shall rest upon the white person, whenever the Indian shall make out a presumption of title in himself. You got to prove it that it's your land. It's my land. Prove it that it's not. That's what that means. It's my land. Prove that it's not. That's the power we have. But if you don't know you got the power, they can make you scared. Oh, I'm committing a lot of crime. Oh, Lord. What did I do? I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I'm throwing myself on the mercy of the court. No. Guess again. A patent carries absolute rights within the law. Absolute. I don't care what this corrupt judge, Elizabeth Haynes, did in the courthouse. These people are all going to go down because this is a RICO. This is a friggin' conspiracy of people in courts, people in real estate, business, It is corruption on a massive scale. It's corruption, collusion, harassment, terrorism. Our patent is a contract that can't be broken. Our patent is a contract that can't be broken. Our patents are a contract that can't be broken. Judge Haynes' decision is unconstitutional. It violates the human rights of the Accomack people. It disregards the perpetual nature of land patents. It ignores the Non-Intercourse Act, which prohibits the alienation of indigenous lands without federal approval. It violates the Fifth Amendment by denying due process, and the 14th. Judge Haynes' ruling ignored the federal trust responsibility that the U.S. government holds to protect indigenous lands, which in turn violates the human rights of us by preventing us from regaining our stolen lands. We have that right. They are corrupt. Now, when I did this slide and we did the other presentation some weeks ago, I talked about title companies, and I was thinking about the Eastern Shore at that time. At that time, I did know that these people that are Bay Creek builders, Bay Creek planners, Bay Creek partners from Air Hall, Bay Creek also called Preserve Communities, who also filed a suit against me, which I had to deal with this past year. So I had a criminal suit, a civil suit, and then they went to foreclose on my home. And let me be clear about my house. I put my house in danger before this even happened by deciding not to pay my mortgage. Now, let me explain this. I decided not to pay my mortgage because I did talk to someone about Indian rights and the fact that you can patent your house and, protect your house and claim your house as Indian under your Indian status and your Indian property and what. The only reason I was willing to do that, because first of all, as a chief, I have to learn and move and do the things for my people first. I have to be the guinea pig. That's one thing. The other thing is, I knew that my mortgage, they were bullshit. I knew the company, I've known it for years, that from the inception, that the loan servicing company that was taking my money was robbing me, and they did not have the right. I knew it. Knew it immediately. My kids remember me talking about it. I hadn't researched it. I didn't even know how you go. Actually, I had looked up, whatever, some kind of stuff about mortgages, but, I hadn't really gotten into it. But I was like, well, declaring my house as my land and my property as our patented land, or patenting it, that's a mechanism for me to get out from under this crooked company. I took the chance. Yeah. A lot of people wouldn't do that. I did it because I knew they were corrupt. I didn't know exactly, but I knew they were corrupt. And I knew they didn't have a right to be taking my money. See, everybody can say, first of all, I built the house in 94, so I've overpaid for it. I've been done paid for this shit. Okay? So that's the other thing. I'm not a get over person. I'm not like, oh, I've been in it 5 years and I ain't gonna get my house for nothing. No. I overpaid for this house. I built the house. I've been paying for it since 94. The money keeps escalating from this company. My payments keep getting higher and higher. This pay for no reason. See what I'm saying? They're corrupt on so many levels. and they had no right for nothing. So I knew it, but at the same time, I was arrested in Virginia. I got hit with a foreclosure in Atlanta. Now, they hadn't been threatening foreclosure. As a matter of fact, I have letters from the company that says, we are not putting your house in foreclosure. I have letters from the company that said, we are not bringing your house into foreclosure, right? And I can show you that stuff. And probably in the next day, probably on Monday, I'll do a live and I'll show you. Like, I'll work this out for you, right? So I have letters that they said that. Why? Because first I told them I had given them my Indian patent and the fact that I patented my land. I said, yeah, we are, this is our patented land. You have the right to our land, as Accomack Indian and part of the Cherokee umbrella. But guess what? So then when they were like, we don't know that, we don't recognize that. I said, show me that you have assignee status. Show me how you have the right to even service my mortgage. What they give me? Nothing. And then when they did give me something, they gave me my original deed. That was 1999. I'm like, that's my name on there. Where are you? Where do you get the authority? Silence. They just, like I said, they sent me a letter saying we are not foreclosing on you. Trying to get me to modify. Because they never had my name on nothing. See, and I knew that they were corrupt. That's why I had a high interest rate. And when them interest rates got to like 2 and like 1.5, I didn't because I knew they were corrupt. And I wasn't going to get no deal with them. So I did not refinance. I did not, nothing. I just rolled it out until I could find a way out. It just so happened that while I'm finding a way out of the mortgage, at the same time, I'm fighting for land on the Eastern Shore. It just so happened that the people that I'm fighting against for land on the Eastern Shore are the same syndicate of real estate thugs that were servicing my mortgage. Y'all getting this? The same people that servicing my mortgage illegally is part of the syndicate of real estate companies from the Eastern Shore. Wow. So when they sent out the letter in October saying that that was my last communication from them. Unbeknownst to me, I'm going to Hall, quit claiming more land. They created a deed on my property in January so that they could bring my house to foreclosure. They created it. And I thought, well, maybe they actually created a deed with the people that actually had a right, assignee status. But oh, my lucky stars. They just made it up out of thin air. They made the mortgage up based upon my quitclaim deed back in 99 on my birthday and the GE Capital deed that followed the month after. But see, first of all, it follows my deed. So my deed's first. I have actually 2 deeds that are first. My divorce deed and then my Lisa Alone deed in 99. And I think someone told me to do that. Someone in the court, somebody back in the day. I don't know who advised me, but somebody advised me. And I thank God that they did, because that's even more ammunition. So what did they do? They wrote up a secure deed with my name on it, the information of my deed, with just me in 99 on my birthday, and then the information of the GE Capital deed. But because my deed and my two deeds predate the GE Capital deed, the GE Capital deed is questionable. That doesn't have any power. Plus the fact that GE Capital no longer exists. So they had nothing. That's why they wrote the letter and said, we are not foreclosing. They were going to try to convince me to get into a deal with them, but they were not foreclosing. They foreclosed because they're connected to the Eastern Shore land barons, the Eastern Shore Syndicate of Thieves. And the Syndicate of Thieves was like, she want to take people's property? Take her house. Take her house. So they used their own title company, their own partner, title company, and did formulate a signed deed and just signed it themselves. SLS signed and made a deed out of thin air. And because the system and our courts are so corrupt, the judges don't even look. The lawyers don't look. No one looks. They make up fraudulent, daggone deeds and just take your shit. Just take it. Fake as hell. And that's why I was so happy. Because I did notice that they made up this deed, this assigned deed in Pennsylvania. But I didn't notice it was their own company that made the deed. I thought it was made in court with a legit mortgage company. I didn't know they just wrote the name of the mortgage company in the document, but didn't know mortgage company signed nothing. And they don't got nobody in there from no mortgage company signing anything. They just have their own VP. Poor girl. I hope you're not a VP anymore, because you're in the middle of a big ass mess. It's a big ass mess. So now I wrote, like, initially, y'all, when I was like, they were trying to do okay, this is the thing. I didn't know what I was doing because I was in a fluster of having 51 indictments against me. So simultaneously, they were attacking my sister's house and my house at the same time. They were evicting us, right? All these companies control they're all in it's a freaking, it's a RICO, racketeering syndicate, right? It's a racketeering, a real estate racketeering syndicate, right? So I couldn't keep up with everything. The fact that I was being hit with these indictments and then my house was in jeopardy. I could not, I filed in the wrong court. I filed in a freaking federal court like a crazy person. And then, like, so I could, if I had filed in the right court, I could have stopped the foreclosure. But because I couldn't, that's what happened. Anyway. So it went all the way to the point that they were evicting, right? So I go to the daggone magistrate, which is like a joke. They're all in cahoots. They have key people in place in all these courts, whether it's in Georgia, Virginia. They've got their people that they navigate their paperwork through, right? They've got these people in place. It is indeed a crime syndicate. It is a crime syndicate. So this judge, this is how it works, man. And people, if you're not ready to fight, man, it can be very devastating. People don't like to talk about things like this, right? Well, I did it to myself. I willingly said, I'm fighting this daggone corporate. I'm fighting too many things at once is what the problem is. But I knew I had a legit fight on both, in both instances, I knew I'm in the right. It's just, Lord Jesus, you fighting two things at once that are enormous. But the good thing is that, okay, at first I'm writing stuff. I'm saying this is all connected. It's there. Cause see, the people from Air Hall did have partners that went to jail in 2023 December for tax fraud, right? Their partner of the development of Bay Creek went to jail for tax fraud in Georgia because the headquarters of Bay Creek is in Georgia, y'all. It is racketeering syndicate. It is a real estate racketeering syndicate. Interstate harassment and terrorism. So their partner went to jail. Their partners went to jail for tax fraud, but they're still partners because I reached out to their partner, Jack Fisher, and Jack Fisher did not say anything to me, which means that he's still getting paid from his partners for going to jail. Jack Fisher is the founder of coincidentally, of the properties company that purchased my house at auction. Now, I was told by reliable source that my house did not sell at auction at all. But somehow after the auction, my house was sold. So they used their own partner company to purchase my house at auction. And then they used that partner company that is founded by Jack Fisher, their partner who went to jail for Bay Creek tax fraud, and the case was decided and won by the district, or the I think it was a district attorney, or maybe it was I'm not really sure who filed on them. Maybe it was the I don't know. But anyway, whoever filed against them, it was one in Georgia. So this Catamount Properties is connected to preserved communities, Bay Creek in Virginia, all connected also to Severin Air, who is a partner of Preserved Communities, also known as the Greater Good Company. The Greater Good Company sends out notices in the mail and says, hey, your house sold at auction. You're owed money. Would you like your $170,000, or maybe your $182,000 that you're owed, or maybe your $187,000? How about $191,000? Then the person that's like, oh, I could use that. I could get me a condo. Now you've actually sold your house, because now they have your signature and they have the receipt that they paid you money. And that's the way they close a circle on their crime. And it's all in a nice, neat, legal-looking package now, thanks to your dumbass taking that cash. And they use their own parent company to do it. So it's all in the same pot. That's what they do. Can y'all hear me? That's what they do. So, on the Eastern Shore, they are litigating against me like I am a sovereign citizen. My charges are like I'm a sovereign citizen just trying to take people's property maliciously and putting encumbrances on their property. How the hell do you put an encumbrance on something that's already yours? Isn't the encumbrance the person that's sitting on somebody else's property and taking something that's theirs? I mean, if I have the highest title, if we have the highest title as the Accomack Indians, how could we ever create an encumbrance having the most supreme title? The encumbrance are the deeds. The deeds are an encumbrance. Fraud, lies, fraud. Banking on the fact that you don't know shit. Treating you like you're a dumb N-word. That's what this is about. Disrespect. Corruption. Lies. Fraud. That's what it's about. Wow. Y'all really trying to do this, right? Y'all really trying to just lie about everything. Well, they need to go to jail. They need to be locked up. Okay? They need to go to jail. They should be locked up for this. How many people were affected? I'm gonna show y'all. If you go look into the court, how many this is just one of their little companies. And SLS is so crooked that last year they changed their name to two different names, New Res and what else is it called? Shell Point. Shell Point, New Res, SLS, Specialized Loan Servicing, or Bayview Loan Servicing. Run and look at your paperwork, because they are ripping you off. I guarantee. They are nothing but a criminal operation. A criminal operation. They use crime to get what they have, and they continue to commit crime to keep what they have. They don't care about jailing someone or lying about someone or trying to use attorneys to keep someone held down, held back, and prevent them from prevailing. Yeah, they'll do anything to win. They have no ethics. They're criminals to the core. Sitting in the courthouse, facilitating the fraud of their friends, facilitating the corruption and thievery. People, it's all over the place. People, we got to shake this country. This country got to be turned upside down to get it right. We got to shake all these. They're like cockroaches. It's an infestation of crime. And then they want to act like, oh, the colored people are doing, the Negroes are this. And what? You wear a suit and a tie and drive nice cars and live in nice houses and have a daggone title behind your name that says lawyer or judge? And does that make you less of a criminal? Obviously, it's not true. You are the supreme criminals. How dare you? That means that you are actively taking people's houses that they have lived and built for over 30 years in 5 days. Get out in 5 days for a fraudulent piece of paper. For a criminal corporation. You can't stand against that. They're going to put you down and out because of a criminal corporation's fraudulent piece of paper. Where's the justice? They wanted to take me down personally by any means, corrupt piece of paper or not. Do you know that this company did? Okay, this is the thing. If this company Catamount purchases a house at auction, right? You purchase a house at auction, wouldn't you want to know that you had to clear title? It's my property. I want to know that's clear title. I want to be assured of it. If I brought it, I'd be like, shh, let the court case go. Let it be known. Let's let it be known. I want this out of my hair, and I want it settled and clear. So I don't have to have any other issue with whose property is it. If you were legit, if you were honest, if you were ethical, that's what you would want, right? But this Catamount Properties 2018 LLC, founded by Jack Fisher, who's currently in prison, they don't care. They don't care to have the quiet title run. They don't care to know, to clarify to clear the title. They're going to clear the title with their shady dealings and their Greater Good Corporation and their other corporations handing out offers by email, telephone call, and any means necessary to try to get the person to take the money. That's what they're going to do. They don't care about clearing the title because they're corrupt. They know what was done. They know that assigned security deed is garbage. That's why they want to hurry up and just get you out that house. Wow. How you sleep at night? I guess you sleep good being a demon. Do demons sleep well with that? I don't even know how that works. Being on demon time on that level. See, even the things that we do in our community that are bad they're not on this level of like, just you want to decimate someone's life with some bullshit level. Wow. And it all tracks back to the eastern shore of Virginia. And that's the thing I am manifesting. That when it all tracks back to the eastern shore, and it is tracked back to it, that these people on the eastern shore end up in bondage where they belong, behind bars, in handcuffs, wearing orange, and doing out the last days that way, because they have been doing this forever. They've been doing it their whole career. You know they've been doing this their whole career. These are your friends. People you think are great. They're fun. They're honest. Ooh, they'll give you your last dime. They'll give you the shirt off their back. They're generous. They're generous. Yeah, they're generous criminals. They're generous crooks. They're generous freaking savage daggone thieves. They're thugs. They are the thugs. What's next? Oh, I have a hearing date. Oh, they all of a sudden they haven't arraigned me. I haven't gotten any response to my bill of particulars for over 50 days. I didn't get any daggone response to my motion for discovery. Nothing. Right? My motion to recuse my motion of recusal for the prosecutor, because he has a conflict of interest, bias, all that. No response. But I'm supposed to have a hearing now on February 24th. Y'all need to come. Y'all need to come and see these people work or see them squirm. Squirm or work. Come see. I know I'm going to be there. I hope they have it. I hope they have this hearing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to looking them dead in the eye. I'm looking forward to talking this out. See, because they thought I was some idiot playing Indian games. But see, in all these months and all that you do, you're forced to learn some hard, real law beyond the Indians' information. You're forced to use the hard, true law and research against these demons. And you learn. Oh, yeah, you learn. See, I guess they think that we don't have the capacity to learn. Is that what it is? I don't know. But that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. Now I'm going to show you and show and prove in more detail. We're going to get down on these people. We're going to learn about Air Hall and them peoples, them families, and these people that are behind preserved communities, people that are behind this syndicate, these syndicate of thieves, these racketeers, these real estate racketeers. Give it all. It is definitely time to give it all back. Absolutely, Anton Moore. Does anybody want to come up and say anything? Is anybody? I'm gonna put the thing in the chat. I am, I welcome anybody's comments, questions, or what have you, because it's time for us to build. It's time for us to learn. And like I said, anything I learn, I'm willing to share. I want everybody to do well. Everybody should be wealthy, healthy, and well. We are owed that. Everyone should be wealthy, healthy, and well. We need to have abundance. Abundance is our due. It's our due. I mean, when I think of all the stuff that we've been through that we don't even think about no more. Because why? Because somehow the Indians got a short memory. It's a blessing and a malediction. But it really is a malediction. Because we need a long memory to keep track of all the stuff that was done to us. Oh, here's Anton Moore. He wants to come on stage. Come on up. How you doing?
I'm well.
Okay,
Good day to you.
How you doing?
I'm doing better. I'm over here on the West Coast fighting with them,
Okay.
I've been following you for a minute. You and the other brother. I think you go by Indigenous one.
Yeah, Kerry Davis, Indigenous one, yes.
Okay. So I've been trying to catch you on the lives. I think you took a little break for a minute, but I just want to point out that since I've been studying, I went through my little phase of seeing the land, Abandonment Act and seeing the Land Donation Act and, going back to what they call the Indian Removal Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since all of that, my grandmama, she is the one that has me pretty much in tune with you.
Okay.
She's from Alabama,
Oh, good. Like that's Kerry's territory. Kerry Davis is in Alabama. Yeah, his people are from there. Well,
Yeah, but
coincidentally, also by way of Virginia, though, too.
there you go. So by way of Virginia, meaning that would be my great grandmother,
Mm.
who who and my great grandfather.
Mm.
His name was Hamplong, and her name was Lavania.
Mm.
And so I picked up on all of this to say this. And today, my grandmother has told me that she says Uncle Sam owe her everything.
Mm.
I said, well, Grandma, why you say that? She said, because they do. They owe me
Mm.
everything. So what you need to do is whoever wanted, of the inheritance, they're going to have to work for it. And that meant get my money, get my land. I said, okay. Let me start talking to the people. Let me see where it is that all is said, and today. Now, I want to put this out there. All this paperwork, like the way that in your help, I followed with you when you was doing the thing about helping people with their genealogy, seeing how the misspelling in the names and all of that. So I got to looking and I found the misspelling in my grandmama's name. Now her name is Juanita. And decoding, what they said the originals, right? Of the said so said the Cherokees, right? Nation. But five tribes. This is what happened for me. When you look at the word Oneida, that actually says Juanita. When I look at that, and then I go on the map that they recorded, it leads me right back to where you at. Right where you at.
Really? Okay.
Then I look up the area by longitude and latitude, and lo and behold, I think it's like downtown in Virginia, Richmond.
Yeah.
The map showed me that courthouse, that property that they built on the land, because that's what they did. They built property on the land, so you
they
can't
cover
see.
Up. Right.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. So I said, okay. So I go back to my grandma and I said, Grandma, is this where great grandmama from? She said, that's where she from. That's the land that I told you to go find.
Right. Wow.
Now,
right.
Here's the deal. They're gonna give it back, and they're gonna get all. What it is that we are very much so in tune with knowing that they're gonna get up off this land. The people that has to get off of here, we have to first figure out who's working with them. People who look like us, who ain't us, but they still around us, are working with them.
They always they got them in place. They got them in place now. I got several of them they put in my path. And your own cousins, though. Your own cousins.
Oh, said the word cousin, right? All
Don't forget that. I don't mean my first. I'm sorry, first cousin. I don't mean first cousins, but just cousins. Because I don't want my first cousins to be talking about Lisa. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, there are cousins on the Eastern Shore that are they are set. So, shoot, they playing real hard reindeer games.
Yes.
On the
Oh, I just think that my grandma said she ready to go home. And so I'm like, okay, who's coming with me? Or who's gonna come with us? She said, it don't matter. If you going, black boy, you take me home. And that's all that matters, because I'm the only one who's gonna do it. So like you were saying about the court thing, I'm sitting here saying, man, I need to be picking up on the pace. I would love to be there. That we watch this, you know, and receive this, because without our presence, it seems as if we're not strong in unity, you know. Numbers matter. Numbers matter.
They do. They do.
And that's the energy that we are to surge, you know, of ourselves, is to lead ourselves back to where we first started, when they started.
Right.
See, I'm wanting to know that. Oh, by the way, even though my name say Antoine Moore, that's my dad's side.
Okay.
My side, my mama, my grandmama, is the Longs. She's a Long.
Along?
Yes.
L-O-N-G? Like on the Eastern Shore? Okay.
That's exactly what I did.
For sure. Yeah. I actually the Long family is one of, like, you know, because initially years ago, I would just drive around and stop my truck when I seen people outside and just start talking to the old people. So one of the first houses that I stopped at was a Long house. It was an older couple. They were in their 90s. And it was during, it was before COVID. It was around the beginning of COVID, maybe. They met me on the porch, you know. And so so they met me on the porch, and we was talking and everything, and and then, you know, of course, once you start meeting the Longs, I started seeing the names in the graveyard where I've been going, but it just didn't light my brain up until I actually saw met the people and all that. But yeah, I actually did touch down with some Longs on the Eastern Shore. I definitely did. Yeah.
The Longs are a very, very abundant lineage, per se, right? Now, more people that actually do their genealogy may find themselves of the Long house.
Right.
Like, per se, you and my mama kind of resemble one another.
Okay, that makes sense.
Put that out there.
Yeah.
My people, like my grandma said, be careful who you talk to. You know, because them people.
My cousin Akamek Thomas, he's like, Husky, I can't date nobody from these. I said, Thomas, a lot of people are like fifth grade, they real distant. He's like, well, I'm not doing. If I connect to them in the name, I don't care how far back it goes. I'm not doing. I said, okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's like, you know, but you know, again, you know, that's just like
that's our indigenous way, because that's what we did. We got to say, where your people from? Who your people? Where they from? And then oh, no, not that one. Nope. But that's the way we kept having the deformities and all the daggone things that these people had, because they were inbred, and they still do.
There you go.
It's not even a custom. They still naturally want to inbreed. It's crazy how different they are than we are.
How important is it to know that our purity stands with us until we make that one thing? How does it say? Break the law by integrating with what's not of you. Now, me being a male, you know, it's like okay, wait a minute. So everything about me being about looking for my said wife, you know, is supposed to be one that is of me, or I'm of my grandma. My grandma and my matriarch.
Right.
My matriarch is who I honor. And you know, following instructions, it is, you know, it's easier to listen to them than to go on my own mind. Now, it would be best that we really find ourselves, amongst ourselves, that we really pull from all of this misery. But like I said, it is better to get over there and as all the people were listening to you, and I mean everybody that's listening to you, and I'm sharing this video. I share every video that you produce.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's time to go home. It's time to go home. It's time to be gathered. I got a host of brothers that, like I was hearing you on one show speaking about the men, coming chiefs on, what not have you. I think that all the women are chiefs before any man is.
Well, that's refreshing to hear because I know a lot of especially the younger generation, any generation, like a lot of them, it's just because we've been so colonized into having the same kind of values that they have. This is the thing, y'all. It's so crazy. Like people talk about that the diversity thing, right? And how white women are being or may be losing their benefits of diversity and inclusion. But guess what? That's a whole thing. That's them trying to roll back things on their women, put them in a house. They can't work. Take away the birth control. They trying to increase their population by any means necessary. That's all that shit is. Mad disrespect, mad daggone manipulation. But see, we have a whole different way of doing things. For me, my experience and my parents, I got to see how we were. I got to see how we worked as Indians through my parents and my grandparents. And my parents were like this. My dad, he was like, you girls can do whatever you want to do. Be anything. Do plumbing. I'll help, pump the brakes on the truck so I can do this brake job. Come on out here in the garage, help me pump these brakes. Tell us how to change a tire. He wanted us to not be like, and he had aunts who literally built their own house. So he never thought like, oh, well, you can't do that. You're a woman. He never did that, which was really amazing. And my mom, she was like quietly powerful. Like she never disrespected my dad. And I tell y'all this, my dad did construction, so he didn't work in the wintertime. And I didn't realize this until my mother died. I think that's when I realized. So at a certain point, when one of them died, I put it together, because what I realized is that daddy wasn't working in the wintertime. I didn't know it, right? Because did my mother ever say, I don't work here, I don't want to bring no money? No, she never did. We know that. There was a point in time when my brother had to get his little part-time job and put in when my dad wasn't working, right? So, I mean, but we never knew that. My dad was always out doing stuff. He wasn't sitting around the house. He would go out and try to hustle up something, fix something, go do some yard work. He was getting something, you know what I mean? Go ahead and, trade in some metal for money or collect some, you know what I mean? He was doing something, help somebody do some work on something. Maybe you get paid, maybe you're not. That, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So, I mean, but I never saw the disrespect. I never heard if there was argument, it was murmuring, from their bedroom. You would hear, different tones that you think, well, that sound a little deeper than normal. But you know what I mean? Other than that, there was no in front of kids, disagreements. You know what I mean? Daddy was daddy. And daddy, that's the top line. Although you could already tell that there was mad respect and dad wasn't going to do nothing they hadn't already agreed to. You already knew that because of the way they vibe together. They were a unit. And that's the way we did things. It wasn't like, oh, you do this, you do that, no. It was like they ebbed and flowed together. My granddaddy could bake a hell of a cake, okay? But he could fix anything and do anything too. And he was like a 6 foot some tall man, I mean, this man was no, chump, But yeah, they did their
That
thing, you know.
that's me.
See,
That's
there you
me.
go. There you
They call
go.
me Jack. They call me Jack of all trades.
That's the thing. We
Say,
can do all kinds of stuff, right? It's in us. It's in us, and it passes down. My daughter, my stove broke. She daggone got a part, ordered it online, fixed my damn stuff. I'm like, what did you damn do? You know what I mean? We have the ability, like we haven't even started manifesting what we can do for real. You know what I mean? We haven't even, because this world got us so hemmed up and tied down and feeling, and we aren't able to sprout and really do what we're capable of. But we can see it. We can see it
uh-huh,
every day. It emanates in us, despite the fact that we're trapped in this system, you know.
uh-huh.
But let's
Well,
but let us be free.
mhm.
Let us be abundant. Let us be united. See what happens with us as a people. Then, my goodness, this planet's gonna change.
And it's going to change drastically for all the unwilling.
Right.
It's going to
And
change
right.
drastically
Right.
for all the willing.
Because we're a loving people. And
Yes,
so and so everybody is gonna win when we win.
yes.
That's the thing, because we don't have a heart to be like these criminals. We don't have a heart to do any of that kind of shit. So everybody's gonna benefit when we're actually abundant.
When
That's
the
why they
people,
were able to be here in the first place. Because we're just that generous. We're just that
you know,
generous.
as well as you say it, and I do mean it too. I'm very strong with knowing that unity, the word community,
Mm-hmm.
is our elevation
Mm-hmm.
to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And the support that we really have for beings that, like a man myself, age, I'm 51 according to their record. I'm older. I
Right.
know I'm much older and much younger than that.
All of that.
Okay. So that being
Right.
said, the concept that putting into you know the feminine, um, it's kind of disturbing because without them getting along, as a group, it's that's like the weak band. You know, they don't want to work together, not want to work together. There's plenty of men, not a lot of men, of course, but there's plenty of men that's willing to learn, and those that's
Right.
willing to teach, so that we could actually help you all. You know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
get back into your roots.
Right.
But this modern society, there ain't no cooking going on because they microwaving and stuff like that.
Right. No,
Hot
exactly. We
pocket.
got an instant life. Why? Because we act like we got time for nothing. But they make it so you don't have time for nothing important. And you don't make time for important because you're filling it with a lot of empty activities that are bringing you nothing but confusion and distracting you. That's the problem. But
I
yeah,
watched
there's so many things we could do.
a young lady was trailing behind her mama one day, and they were walking towards the said school, right? I really had to stop and ask, what I'm saying, the young lady, what's the matter? Because I can see her mama. And her mama was being very disrespectful to her daughter. And I'm like, hey, do you hear your daughter? And you see her walking behind you? Y'all walking in front of me. And I'm like, are you listening to your daughter? Your daughter telling you she don't want to go up there. She would rather you teach her because they're not teaching her nothing. You heard her say that. What do you think
Mm,
about that?
mm,
Now, I'm still at home with my grandma. I'm taking care of my grandmama and my mom. And then,
mm,
I got my brothers there with me, and we doing what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay. This is our neighborhood. We did grow up here. It changed a lot, but we getting ready to get up out of here though, because we know we about to come back to the East Coast. We know this.
right.
A lot of people have even in Alabama, back at home, Greensboro to be exact, the people have found themselves distraught as well. But yeah, I'm in contact with a few people, and they, are kind of in the same senses with shutting down, that old school, and going back to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Without being rooted, without being grounded, the earth is not going to talk to you. She's not going to let you know. So the pollution, that they're spraying up on us, yes, it's true that they always had us in biowarfare. They've always had us in that way. But just to keep us from knowing that we have more power to remove them, then we mustered up by continuously, going to their malls and it's really the feminine that really have the power. We just support, in this way, because I'm all game when it comes to building. You want a house built? I'm with it. You want that foundation over there done? I got you. What you say you want me to cook something today? You want me to cook today? Oh, I got you. I got you.
Right.
But what you gonna do for yourself though? Because I'm not with you putting on them eyelashes. I ain't with you putting on them wigs. I ain't with you with that makeup. I'm irritated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got allergies. The fake thing. So it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So and so the people, what I'm saying, like my circle, they just they start cracking up. Right? I'm like, man, you messing people's head up. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you, stop allowing your atmosphere to be polluted. And you can change it. You can change your environment by being your natural state. So that way it's going to attract natural beings so that we can be better. Exactly. That's what it's going to do. Now, I have this very idea, like I said, I'm coming to the town near you. I'm coming.
There you go.
And it is for the return, what I'm saying, of us originals. Now, also, I want to be more clear as into, Akum is how you say it, Akamaki?
Akamaki.
And it's really Asiam Ma'api. That's really what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually a lot of different ways of saying it. Like she says Akamaki, Aqua. People say Aquamac and they're not wrong. That's not wrong either. Because our territory is very vast and it, goes from Canada to Alabama. That we know
Turtle Island.
It's a big territory. I ain't going to that yet, but I mean, we're learning. Every day we learn more. You know what I'm saying? We learning.
You got it. I mean, again, it's some of us, what I'm saying, that are we're ready to speak to our people, even though we know telekinesis is our business.
Yes.
And there's a lot of ears, what I'm saying, upon this panel that they know what I'm talking about. And first because I gotta get on my business. It is Saturday. First of all, thank you for allowing me to come up and speak. And then secondly, I'm very much so a great supporter of what you're doing. And I do watch what Trump is doing very, very quietly.
We all
what you're about to watch over here, there's one of the bankruptcy courts over here in Oregon. They're going to be shutting down in March. March 23rd is supposed to be their due date. That's going to open up all that land.
Fascinating.
Okay? That's going to open up all the land. The feds are going to sleep. They will be resigning.
Mm.
So I want you to see how pay attention to how he has put the pressure on these at-home workers, that got that. And he's auditing them so closely. As I say this, the Department of Labor is out of here. They're out of here. There won't be no more taxes coming out you. That's done.
I'm an Indian.
Well, even
for some years, but yeah.
Right. I mean, I haven't paid taxes. Well, only time I pay taxes is when I go to their store, pull up to their pump.
Right.
But I haven't paid taxes since I was 20.
Right.
So I don't know what that means.
Right.
Yet, in fact, they owe me everything that they thought to take from me. That's what I do know. According to their record, they recorded it.
Right. Right.
They recorded it. So since you recorded it, get here and don't go back.
Right.
Oregon is the 33rd state. According to these Freemasons. These Freemasons are the very ones who's been holding and creating all this paperwork called these feds, right?
Right.
That's where I'm at. So everything that's happening over here, as I'm able to keep an eye on these ones here, as they're getting put out, the effects is coming back home to you as to me being the eyes over here, and I'm able to report, hey, go ahead and get ready. You know what I'm saying? Move around, move around. Yeah.
I strongly feel like what people don't understand about Trump is that this is, first of all, these people that are presidents aren't president. They're not doing anything. They're figureheads. So what has happened is they have to usher in the person that can get whatever agenda they're putting out done. Now, when they put out Obama and all that other stuff and all those other people, I think it was Trump again, Trump and Obama, they had to they were trying to kill us. They were trying to, destroy us. For the final try. It was a final blow. It was like, yep, we're gonna give one last chance at, destroying these engines, right? And it didn't work. Because it didn't work, time was up. And that was their last chance to actually, rid themselves of us. Now that the contract is over, time is up, they have to turn it all back. Now, if you took Kamala, who is cosplaying predatory murder of men, of Negro Indian men, if you put her in place doing what needs to be done now, the hostility level would be too crazy in this country. It would be misconstrued because she's cosplaying as us, but she's not us. But for a lot of people, because she's cosplaying, it would be misperceived. Because you have Trump who's playing like he's the friend of the cloak wearing robe wearers, okay? Him cosplaying that is to actually quell the hate and control some of it, right? They're controlling the narrative, the way that they can actually fulfill the part of what they have to fulfill. They have to, right? There are certain things they must do. They don't have a choice. Things are turning back. It's got to. Too many things are unraveling on purpose because it is time and it is ordained, it is destined. So for them, they have to have somebody that's going to be able to conduct this in a way that's going to cause the least amount of damage. And his job is damage control. They see, but Negroes don't understand what the deal is, so they don't understand. He is damage control. Yes, he's doing some things you don't understand, but he's also doing some things you need to understand, because by him doing these things and being the accepted person that he is, these things are able to happen. They don't get it.
During his absence, he told his followers, he used this word phrase, we're going to make America great again. And what he said in that commentary live is that we're going back to Mars. That's what he told them. I said, oh, okay, so you've been to take these. They didn't like that. Yeah, y'all getting up off of here. That's what he just told you. Y'all getting up. He's an immigrant, and you're all immigrants, and y'all getting up out of here.
The one thing I will tell you, you did go to the lives, because I used to go to Biden's lives and talk crap to him all the time. But go to the lives and talk to Trump, because they look at those comments. Very few people use those lives, and those lives are a choice. They are a choice method to communicate with him. Like, use the lives. Get on the lives.
They don't be listening. You gotta listen. There's certain things.
Watch that. Most people don't say anything. Trump is a dummy. He said that. You know, use it to empower your people.
Pay attention. Pay attention. That's why we got. If you're gonna pay for something, pay attention.
Yes.
Give to your intellect, right? Let your intuitive be your guide. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Again, if you got allergies like me, then you surely gonna be paying attention. The only way you're gonna see the truth is going between the lines. Be the root. You know, that's where it all started at, right? Truth. And then they flip to call it a lie, right?
Right.
Don't stand in the ignorant, because the ignorant, you ignoring what they're ranting. They're telling you loudly that we're gonna give it back to you, but yet you're gonna prove yourself, because there's a lot of mixed around here, as he said. As he said, I haven't seen no Indians with that Lumbee thing that just happened. I'm saying to myself,
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Get that out.
I'm saying to myself, now the Lumbees, now when I did my little study on them, as I see what they put up there, and said to be called Lumbee thing, and then he said citizenship. I said citizen. Oh, here you go again. If people listening, if you're listening, here's some enslavement. That's not who you think it is, and that's not what you think it is. But pay attention to the words now. So don't get heated. Don't get heated. If you know the language, then you're able to look beyond and know that they're getting up out of here. You're going to put them up out of here. Go back to the time when they was naturalizing, bringing indentures here. What was they doing? How was they doing it? Think about the word of...
Do not beg to be under contract. Why would you beg to be recognized by a corporation? Why would you beg? If you are truly indigenous, this is your land. You need to recognize this corporation. They haven't been recognized by us. Are you kidding me? Bow down. What you doing? You need to recognize I ain't recognized no United States. What are you? What are you? Real Indians. And when I said that to a bunch of children on TikTok, they were like, oh, I'm like, hello? Boss up. If you a real indigenous nation, boss up. You're not going to beg for no recognition if you're real. You got the real credentials. You got the real history, the real blood. Who's gonna tell you something? Nobody. Not a one.
There's a reason why that people will be saying, or they put it in the snitch kit. I call it the snitch kit. Okay, I'm not a religious being. I call it the snitch kit because it's a hysterectomy, and now things are being put back in place. But it says, "Know thyself." Why? Why? Why does it say "Know thyself"?
Right.
Because it's going to come a time where you're going to learn that you were being moved from the place of plantation that you are connected to. Now, I'm one in particularly know that when I do put my hand in the ground, when I put my hands in the ground, I know how to move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on today.
Right.
And because I know that we are indigenous peoples, it's only one people now. We're gonna let's make that clear. It's a people. You need to look up the
There's
etymology
entities
of
out there.
people. You need to look it up. You know what I'm saying, and learn some things. But being original copper tone, you hear me? Tone people.
Yeah.
Get your head right. And know that your crown is what is called hidden figure and shine. That way you may learn that you are to report home.
Yep.
Report home. And we coming. And we ain't coming in a little bit either. We coming.
Right.
Now all that's not willing, that's disagreeable. It's not a warning. We serving love. Love rules over all. So
Yes.
it is what it is.
That's what makes it so powerful. There is no malice. There's no need to do it. This is not a battle. I mean, it's a battle of wits. It's a battle of spirit. It's a battle of principles and principalities, but it's not a battle in a physical form in no shape or form, or not even in malice at all. It's just like, yo, unleash this or don't, but you gonna let it go. I'ma wriggle it out of your hands. I'ma make you release it. You ain't gonna have no choice. And it's really nothing that we have to do but just be like, just stop it. Just like a child. You done lost. Just let go. It's done already. That's where we're at. That's how we move. Like, okay, enough is enough. You done played enough games. You gotta be like, Big Mama, I'm done playing with you now. I'm done playing with you. I am done. We are done playing. Let go. That's the energy we have to move forward with. We done playing with y'all.
In order to heal the land, put a G on it. In order to heal the gland, put a G on it. Put a 9 on it. Put a 9 on it. In order, said order, we're going to bring forth law. That's what it is.
Right.
And our help is in disguise. I do mean that. I do mean that. What it say? Jeremiah 29, somewhere around 29 through 30, 31 or something like that, where I'll cause every nation to return unto their nativity. That's what time it is. That's what time it is. Get up out of here. And yeah, they're going to fight. They're going to kick, scratch, and punch. But look, amongst themselves, remove yourself from them. Any in all that does not want to help heal are very much so ones that they just don't want to be here. Fine. That's fine. But go over there, though. No, better yet, you stay right here and we going to go over there. Because what's coming is unity. What's coming is join forces of excellency. That's what we are.
The people of that spirit of love, those people they're gonna be here. They're gonna stay here. But you know what? I also need our people, that our pale skinned people, that are our soul people, to stand up. Stop being pussy. Okay. I'm over it. You need to stand the hell up. Okay. You that are our people. But
I'd rather you say it than me.
But you need to stand the hell up. I'm tired of this. Where are the kind-hearted, loving hippies that used to, did they ever exist? I need you to stand up. I need those people that are the soul people that know they vibrate with what is right, what is just, what is good. I need you to stand up. I don't need no weak-ass people coming around the back. Like, oh yeah, we always knew you could do it. No, you don't do that.
No.
Stand
That's
up
how
now.
they got. That's how they got us in the first place.
Oh yeah, good job. We knew you could do it. No, stand up now. What you waiting for? Stand up now. I need the good people to stand up now, not later. Don't congratulate and say, "Oh, we'll help you with it." No, I don't want your help later. I need you to stand up now, because right now is already won. It's really already done. But you need to stand up now.
Now, and we mean today.
Yes.
That's what I support. That is what I support today. Yesterday is still today. Tomorrow is still today. Right. That's what I heard somebody say. I said, I'm gonna borrow that.
Back is already cracked, but I need you to stand up now. Okay, their back is already cracked, but I need you to stand up now. They can be more decimated legally than they are right now. Where I have them right now, they are destroyed. They are destroyed. Yeah. But I need you to stand up right now. And I didn't really. All I had to do was read. Okay, they already were destroyed, but you gotta know it's there and point it out to them and put it here. I found it. You're destroyed. You know what I mean? That's all I had to do. But it's done. Now, stand up now. Stand up. Be on the right side of history now. The work's done. It's done. Just show up. Just show up. You show up. That's the head off. They're done. Because it's all, like I said, they back is broke. They don't got nothing. Just show up. Show up on February 24th if they even have the gumption to have a hearing, which they're very slow functioning if they want to have a hearing. They're done. Okay. They're really ridiculous. If they actually want to have a hearing, then they're ridiculously ignorant. But if they were ridiculously ignorant and want to have a hearing on February 24th, show up. Show up. Show up. If they don't want to have one, we'll just party. If they give up, we'll have a party. But if they want to have a hearing like a bunch of crazy people, show up.
They're going to give up. They already gave up. It's just, AI working.
Mm-hmm. Is
that about right?
It's about right.
Okay.
All right.
Just be prepared to party, because that's what we're about to do.
It's time to party. It's time to party.
I mean, get your.
One of us wins. We all literally win. We literally all win. We literally all will be in our proper state of abundance. Proper state of abundance. Dreams will be coming true. That's what's happening. Dreams will be coming true on a scale that you cannot imagine. You can't fathom what's coming down the line. But stand up now.
I got a question. Who got the horses over there? Because I sure don't like driving.
Them ponies? Our ponies that we got? That's our ponies. Our Assateague ponies. Our daggone Chickateague ponies. That's our babies. That's our babies. Yes. Yeah. My grandfather tamed them ponies and gave it to my daggone uncle. And they were as a pet. Yeah, that's our people, you know. And the oldest picture, I have a copy of the oldest picture of them ponies being tamed, and it's a drawing of us doing the taming. Okay, that's our ponies. They don't look like no other horses nowhere else. They ain't been shipped here from Europe. They're indigenous to our people. They're our daggone animals, and they know us when they see us.
Yeah, that part number one. Part number
And
one.
they ran our people. They lynched in them damn marshes and scared our people away from that territory. They lynched our people in the marshes. They did horrific things. They shipped us to Nova Scotia. They shipped us to Africa. You gonna pay? It's gonna be. You can't pay enough. You can't pay enough. But guess what? You gonna pay. You can't pay enough.
Attention.
Gold, silver.
All the copper, all the minerals, all the minerals.
Those that you haven't unearthed, those that you haven't revealed. That part. Cobalt, you know you got it.
Uranium.
You know you got cobalt. We got all that stuff. Yes. We want it all.
When you look at your map, people, when you look at the map, you notice all those colors. Put that up to your mineral chart, so you know really what you are.
Why did Trump have Negro friends when nobody had Negro friends? Why was Trump one of them children of what isn't he like what is he, German, offspring or whatever? Why would German Dutch child of a wealthy background, so called, why would he would be like hanging with Negroes all the damn time? He didn't even have to. It wasn't like he was in the show business. It wasn't like he was like, you know what I mean? He didn't have to hang with him. They'd have hired help. Why was he always smooching up and hanging out with slumming with daggone Negroes? What did he know? What did he know? What does he know?
I'm gonna tell you.
What does he know?
That statue or statues that they have over in that German museum of they put a name on them, but you know, the ones that have the crowns with all the copper on them.
Yeah.
And all of that right there. Because he know what they stole. And he knows that's where he come from. Thieves.
You know what? Not even that, but you know, the Germans understand. They actually built a house, a castle, probably. They said house in the records, but probably a castle for our chief, right? They built it. They built but then they was like snitching. They were cold snitching on the damn English, and told us get rid of them motherfuckers. They told us to get rid of them, and then the daggone English ran them out of there and ran the Dutch out of there. So there was an embargo against all of them. See, and then so on the Eastern Shore, a couple years ago, they found the foundation of the oldest house with gold yellow bricks. That's Dutch bricks, right? So they said, "Oh, the Dutch were living here on the shore," and I'm saying, yo. First of all, the Dutch didn't look like what you think they look like. Let's get that clear.
Let's get that right. That's number one. Let's get that right.
I didn't give them both barrels. I actually withheld for these poor people on Eastern Shore, because the real truth of the matter is, who would, because they said they found very few Indian pipes, smoking pipes, but they found a whole bunch of Dutch broke. I said, who but a damn Negro gonna get all the imported shit and show it off? They said, oh, they're very for people of leisure, because they're long and you have to sit with them and sit and use them. I said, who would want to floss like that but us? Nobody but us. But the real truth about it, the science about it, is that we had an embargo. There was an embargo, not us, but the English had an embargo against the Dutch, so they couldn't buy nothing for the Dutch. So it had to be an Indian house that was being built. Duh.
Once again,
there you go. There you
All
go.
that glitter is not gold. I want to be clear.
Right.
When you look into the form of what copper is, it looks like it's gold.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it mistaken.
We value copper for a reason, didn't we?
Said.
We value copper for a reason, didn't we?
What it do? What it do?
Man,
Protect you
okay,
from what?
protection, it conducts, it protects, it's an anti-infective, an anti-inflammatory. What doesn't it do? What
As
doesn't
I
it do?
said, I got allergies. know what
Anti-inflammatory, anti-infective, antifungal, all of that. You got something. You must be covering up your mic a little.
No, I get like that when I start talking this higher in what they call it algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they start to get at me. I've been doing it for a while, but again, you have more to give us, and as long as you're giving it to us, I'm going to continue to share this, with the people, corresponding even from Canada, and also I'm corresponding with people over in the UK and regions, you know what I'm saying? Even some of the people, they know to come home, you know what I'm saying, over in what's called South Africa. And I used to have some people in South America, but I think that some things happened. So they wasn't able to continue to be in contact with me in that way. But Panama, it's just like I'm all around here. And I would like for people to note that, Virginia, that very first company that they said called Virginia Company was the first company. Jamestown was supposed to be the first town built. Well, we all was there at a time. We all was there at a time, and we were doing some things. With some people have a intuitive signal that is ringing. You know what I'm saying? And to return, because what happened in the first place was also the last place, but the last place is still the first place.
It is. It is.
Now, you are what you eat, so make sure that you eat no unclean thing. Remember to touch no unclean thing. That means don't be out there trying to commit no violence, don't be trying to cause no bloodshed and all that. We don't want no more contraction.
Let go of your aggression. Let go of your, just don't hold on to being mad at somebody. Let it go. I mean, people do some bad things. Your own family can be very terroristic towards you. And I know this. I mean, we've all been there in some way or another, okay? But you got to understand that we're not perfect. And it is what it is. Maybe they don't like you that much. Oh, well. You still got to repay that fact that they may not like you that well with love. Just because that's just your people. That's your people. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Because we are a vast people, because we are a vast, interconnected people, your family is vast. So although the people that were placed in your periphery, you may not like them too much, and maybe they don't like you. Maybe you don't get them. Maybe they don't get you. But you got family out there that will get you and will have your back and will be by your side. You just don't know them yet because you blocked in that way. Unblock yourself. Open yourself up to love. Open up yourself to your family, first of all. And open up your mind to the fact that your family is more than the people you have met as of yet. I meet family every day. I met some family today. So let's go from there. All right.
Here we
Let's
go.
do. All right.
I got to
So we're
go.
gonna. So
Thank you
I'll be
for
doing.
allowing me to speak with you.
I'll be doing a class on building our nations back better, building our rights back, building our nations back, and then reformating our confederacy.
Yes.
More than that, our empire, whatever you want to call it. I don't think empire, but our confederacy back. Actually, our kingdom, our whatever.
All of those words add
Whole
up
island,
to
everything. We're gonna build it
original
back,
win.
all interconnected, all people, all places, all nations working together to get back what is ours in the same doggone way. You know what I'm saying? Power in that. Y'all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming on. Come with me and join me anytime, Anton. I really appreciate that. Sylvia, I appreciate it. I know you have to leave. I do want to talk to Sylvia a bit, and I might as well say it on the live because she did have, I think she had a question I wanted to talk about. Healing and stuff like that. Real briefly, it's not. It was Habiba. But yeah, thank you, Anton. You getting off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you all again.
Okay, thanks. Anna.
Right.
All right, so she was speaking of her parents during dementia. I didn't want to say this because I actually had a situation with my own family that we thought we'd have to put them in memory care, do something, whatever. And sometimes what we think is dementia is not completely dementia. It's blood flow. It is it's depression. It's depression because of the lack of blood flow. It's lack of stimulation in the brain. And all these things can be fixed holistically, right? So let's go. So the first thing we need to know about is let's talk about the fact of let's get our nutrition up. Let's get our blood flow up. Okay? Get our blood flow up, get that circulation going. Because a lot of time, because the brain is the last thing to get the blood flow. Nobody's talking about this. I don't know why. But that's what we need to do. So we need to talk about things that are going to increase the blood flow, right? The first thing we need to look at is something real basic, you know, dark black cherries. Of course, we talk about, not just elderberry, but also the, sorry, what am I thinking about? Another red one. See, because I worked last night, so I haven't slept. God, okay. Sorry, y'all. Um, the fruit. What is it called? Oh God, y'all. I'm not thinking. Okay. Anyway, let me skip on to the next. L-arginine, elderberry, red cherry, dark cherry, um, in addition, we need to talk about horsetail. Horsetail is it also does open up your circulation. But another thing that we need to make sure that we're getting is magnesium. Magnesium is a conductor that your heart and your mind needs, especially your mind, especially if it could be a depression. But like I said, lack of blood flow is going to cause you to be depressed because you're not getting circulation to the brain. So both of these things need to be addressed, right? both of these things need to be addressed in order to correct, right? So let me see what I sent. I sent someone a recommendation a few months ago. Let me go, because I'm very tired and I need to go to bed. But let me see. Hold on. Anyway, so L-arginine, elderberry, um, black cherry, magnesium, all the things that improve your blood flow are going to help with dementia and your conduction. Conduction and blood flow are key. So I'm going to write these things in. Hold on. Because I'm a horrible speller as well. Like, it's because my teacher, she was the horrible teacher that told me, Lisa, you're spelling, whatever. It damaged me. Anyway, let me see what I sent. Let me see. Oh, I should go. L-arginine. Also, I would ask if your family if they're struggling with diabetes as well. That's also a question, because diabetes, the sugar crystals in your blood is going to impair the blood flow. Those crystalline, the sugar is really dangerous for the blood flow. So there's that. In addition, so we need to make sure that if they have diabetes, that we've got that handled with, and that's a whole different thing. That's, cardamom, cinnamon, things like that, to kind of control your blood sugar, your blood levels. Also, my dad, I gave him, what is it? Ashwagandha, that stuff. I gave him very small doses because it actually is a little bit toxic. And on an older person, and my dad was like 89, 90, I was a little concerned with its toxic side effects. So that's another thing that certain people use, but I would go with the gentler pathway, like I said, magnesium, and L-arginine, that actually opens up the flow. Horsetail, things like that. Let me see what else I did. Let me go and let me go to my Amazon, because that'll help me. That'll help me. What did I buy? What did I recently buy or buy again? Let's go into my buy again, or to my orders, all orders, herbs. Maybe it will come up. Okay, real quick. Yeah, here we go. It should. What's that? No, that's not it. Oh no, that's just regular stuff. Okay. Oh no, that's not good. Okay. Well, I guess the herbs, it just went for my raw herbs, the loose herbs that I buy. It literally just went for herbs. Okay, let me just look for supplements. Okay, real quick. Okay. Keep going. Turmeric's good. Beets. Beets are powerful. Get tart cherry. Beets and tart tart cherry, and L-arginine. And then, what did I put my sister on? I'm sorry. Elderberry is always good. Oh, I went back too far in time. This happened recently. Hold on. I'm way back. I'm way back. Okay. I think this was like, yeah, this wasn't that long ago. Okay. No. What's that? No. Calcium is good to work along with the magnesium, but beetroot is very important. L-arginine is very important. And there's something else. Magnesium. You can get the stuff called Calm if you want to, or just a good powdered magnesium, preferably, or it doesn't have to be powdered. However, they'll best take it. Let's see. Where is that? Did I get her that? Amino acids? I don't know if I put her on that. I probably did. Oh, I gave her that? I'm just buying. Child, that's why I got a damn health food store in my damn supplement in my closet. It's ridiculous. Okay. I don't know where that. I had to order it from. Maybe I didn't order. I think I might have had to order that stuff from England. The horsetail. Where did I get that stuff? It's good too, but it's a little bit harsh too. I would stick with the L-arginine. I would stick with the and let me kind of see. Yeah, L-arginine and the beets and the magnesium. Okay. And this is the thing. When you try to do a natural remedy with people, you got to go higher than what they put on the bottle. Now, don't go too high on the magnesium. Not that it washes out in your urine a lot, so it's not like it's toxic like as potassium can be, but you still need to be careful because it is a conductor, okay? So do more than they recommend on these bottles. Especially you want to double up on the beets. You want to double or triple up on the beets. You want to double or triple up on the L-arginine. And there's an article that is. Do I have that where I can send it to you? I think I can. I may be able to put it in a chat. Actually, I might. Does the internet work like that? Let me see. Let's see my because I just sent. Who did I send that article to? Oh, I know. I just sent it like last night. Hold on. I think I have it because somebody I needed to send it to. I just did it recently, like last night. Okay, oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be off-putting maybe. But it is appropriate because if it flows down there, it flows all over. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. I put it in the wrong place. Okay. All right, there it is. And I think, did it go in the chat? Yeah. So although the article is about erectile dysfunction, I want you all to be aware that if it helps your flow down there, it helps your flow everywhere, to the top of your head, to the little, whatever. So yeah, you want good flow, and it's a safe, effective it increases your nitric on in a natural way. So that part. And so yeah, you're that's what your family. I take it because I want my blood pressure low, because it doesn't interfere with your blood pressure. It doesn't raise your blood pressure. It helps lower it. Okay, so that's the thing. You might want to watch their blood pressure, that it doesn't, lower it too much. I don't know. Some people, everybody's different, right? And so you need to, just, go older, go a little slower, but don't go slow on the beats. Go high on the beats. You can't have them eat beets, drink beets, take beets, because that's going to increase their nitric acid, increase their flow in a very healthy way. Beets, I was even told in a dream right before I started this whole fight for my land, beets and carrots, my ancestors told me. So beets and carrots are very important, so do that. Beets, carrots, magnesium, L-arginine. You guys, I give you love, I give you peace, I give you abundance. I wish for manifesting abundance for all of us. And I really thank you for your time, and you all have a wonderful day. Anna.